one lie, and then we have to guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're
So
gonna do
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hi everyone, welcome to RAM Radio. You are tuned in with myself, Tire, Joshua, and Ahmed. So we have met for the first time today, and this is a team that will be running Culture Shock Conversations. So just before we start with this conversation and dive in, we just want to get to know each other more. So our producer just brought us together, threw us into this, and we don't know each other. So the best way we're going to start with knowing each other, to know myself, Tire, Joshua, and Ahmed, is to ask them questions. So I have a little icebreaker for us. And this icebreaker is, tell us 2 truths about you and 1 lie. And we will have to guess which one is a lie. So it has to be very interesting. And it needs to sound true. Then we will guess. So who will start?
Joseph.
Ahmed will start. I'm not going to get that mine, but you go ahead, sir.
Did you start?
So 2 truth, 1 lie.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, 2 truth, 1 lie. Okay. I'm the only boy. I have 3 sisters, and I was raised by 1 parent.
Okay. I think only son is a lie.
Okay. How about you?
I think 3 sisters is a lie.
And the lie is that I was raised by 1 parent. I have 2 of my parents.
Dude, you were not even bluffing or
Yeah.
anything. Okay, so I'll go next with my 2 truths and 1 lie. I have a child, a boy child. I can dance. I'm a dancer. And, okay, I'm a good cook.
So you're a good cook, dancer, and you have a son.
I think the lie is that she's a good cook.
That's mean.
I would say you have a son.
It's
Is
a lie.
It's a
A
lie.
lie. Yeah.
Don't I look like a mother?
No, you look kind of young. You look kind of young. And
Like a young mom.
yeah, look, I don't know, but you look young. I guess it's a compliment if I'm wrong.
Thanks. So, no, I don't have a son. So you're right.
Oh, okay.
And I'm a good cook, so
Alright.
shame on you. Okay, so you go.
Right, about me is I work 2 jobs. I do horse riding. I have lived in 4 countries over the span of my life.
You know, I always find it hard to tell when guys are lying because I feel like you guys are like good at it.
No. Men don't lie.
Men don't lie.
It's a myth.
So, I would say horse riding.
I would also say horse riding.
Nah, it's 4 countries. I've lived in 5 countries actually. So
Man,
Uh,
you don't look like a horse rider. But I don't know how you look like.
I was looking to get into horse riding.
yeah, I started at this uni actually. Equestrian, absolutely love it. It's absolutely amazing. We go every Wednesdays to Tong Lane. It's free for our students, and it's absolutely amazing. I mean, before I came to this uni, I was scared of horses, and
Yeah.
now absolutely love it. I can't.
Now you love it.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
just talking about, starting your interest in horse riding in the UK, today's topic is about culture shock, right?
Yeah.
So you are from Pakistan, I'm
Yeah.
from South Africa, and he's born and raised. Joshua is born and raised in the UK, right?
Yeah.
So when you started the journey of learning the passion of horse riding in the UK, what would you say was a culture shock for you, meeting new people in that setting?
I would say the culture shock for me was the weather. I'm not gonna lie. Literally, I remember once we went horse riding, and we do it at like this open field on Tong Lane, and it was snowing.
Yeah.
And by the time we'd left university, the sun was out, and then by the time we reached Tong Lane, which is about 20 minutes drive,
Yeah.
it started snowing, and then I thought, okay, the session might get cancelled, and then people here, they're used to it.
Yeah.
They're like, no, we're going on.
Yeah.
And then I remember I was horse riding while it was snowing. My hands were absolutely
Oh my
freezing, and I
goodness.
just wanted to get off the horse. But as I got warmer, absolutely loved it. It was an experience of a lifetime, to be honest.
That's
I never thought
amazing.
I'd be able to ride a horse and then ride it in while it's
Yeah.
snowing. It was absolutely amazing.
That's very interesting. So it reminds me of my first experience when I came here. So I think my first week in the UK, one of the guys that I met first, he said, I'm going to take you for a hike in Italy, right? So when I woke up in the morning, it was very sunny. And I'm like, oh, this is a good day to go hiking. So I put on my hiking ties, I put on my crop top and a jacket. I'm thinking it's going to be a great day. Because in South Africa, when you hike and the sun is out, it's going to be out for the whole day. So when I got there, it started getting very, very, very windy. And I can say the weather too has been a culture shock for me.
Yeah.
Are you surprised, Joshua, because you're raised in the UK, when people tell you about different culture shocks that we experience?
I'm not really shocked because I've been here all my life, but at the same time, the weather confuses me as well. One minute is raining, 1 minute is sunny, 1 minute is raining. Like the weather doesn't know how to make up its
Yeah.
mind.
It's bipolar.
Bipolar, yeah, and it's very annoying, especially when you like to play football like myself.
Yeah.
But yeah, the weather is terrible here. Terrible.
That is so true. So if you are from UK and you're not shocked by it, so which means we are going through the most, because we have to go through the phase of adjusting
Yeah.
to the weather, which is very, 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 very difficult. But then because you are from UK, what is your advice to people like us? And people are still like trying to figure it out.
Wear jackets, even if it's sunny.
Hold an umbrella everywhere you go.
You know, I still don't own an umbrella in the UK. I've lived here for 3 years. Never bought an umbrella.
You brave.
That's silly. That's silly. But yeah, wear a jacket
Yeah.
always, even if it's sunny. It's gonna rain.
Yeah.
For sure that.
Yeah, because you're from the UK. Do you ever have culture shock with people who are not from the UK? When you meet people like us from South Africa, Nigeria, Pakistan, you're always like, really? Do you guys really do that?
Let me think. Culture shock.
So he's still thinking.
Yeah.
Do you have any culture shocks when you meet different people from different countries?
Not really, not that much, because while I was living in Saudi Arabia, lived in the city Mecca, and that city brings people from all over the world. So I've met people from all over the world in that city. So I was actually quite used to people from Africa, from South America, North America, Asia, even Australia. So I'd met a lot of people. But the one thing, like you were talking about the weather, one thing that came to my mind was that in our country, when we say, oh, the weather's nice today, is when it's cloudy and a bit windy.
Oh,
But when we say the weather's nice today here, it's actually when it's sunny. So that's one thing that was a big difference that I saw.
Yeah, I can relate to that.
Yeah.
Also in South Africa, when the weather's great, it's not too hot. It's very moderate.
Yeah.
Like for us, extreme sun light is like, oh my gosh, because the heat is like burning. So that is one of the things.
I mean, I've been in 45 degrees in Saudi Arabia.
So that's hectic.
Ooh.
So I think also one of the things that I always, maybe culture shock that I have, is the things that other cultures like eat or cook, and I'm like, what? You guys really cook that? You guys really eat that? So that is food.
Yeah.
It's like my biggest culture shock. Joshua, have you thought of anything?
Yeah, to touch on food, and like apparently people eat snakes, snails, and all like normal things.
Bats.
Don't you eat snail?
No, no.
Is okay. Is snails part of
What?
seafood?
Ooh, probably is. to be
It's
honest.
always made part of seafood in South Africa.
Probably.
What's the weirdest thing you've eaten?
The weirdest thing I've eaten is probably a frog's leg.
A frog's leg, or like at a restaurant.
Yeah, a restaurant, but I don't think that's that weird
Mhm.
compared to what other people have said to me. But yeah, a frog's leg.
A frog's leg. How was it?
It was meat. It's just like meat.
Are you serious? Well, you're not shocked.
It's
Did you
alright.
have a culture shock?
I was surprised that it would taste that nice. It was alright. Yeah.
That's a
about
good
you?
surprise. The weird thing I've eaten, I haven't eaten like anything weird. I'm very conscious with food. I love food, so if it doesn't smell nice, if it doesn't look nice, and if it's like very out of the box for me, it's just like I need to think about it. But I'll say I did have some of British dishes, which no offense, I didn't find them very flavorful. Yeah, it's very bland. Like there's like a pinch of salt, a little bit of pepper, but it's like you can't really taste it. You really need to be like in meditation mode to taste it. So food for me in the UK, British dishes were like they need work.
Yeah, I think I'm not sure if it's like weird for people here, but it was quite weird and new to me was having duck. So
Really?
I had duck. I was in London and it tasted so good.
Mm.
And the next trip I went back, I made sure I went to that restaurant and had duck. So it's become like a new favorite of mine.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm not sure if it's a weird thing to eat or not. I think it's
I
quite
don't
common
think
here.
so.
I think duck is very common around here.
Yeah, so in our places where I come from, we don't eat duck that much. We might eat rabbit's meat or
Mhm.
camel's meat, but
Oh, camels.
yeah,
That's,
but
yeah.
duck we haven't eaten that much. So, but yeah, it was absolutely delicious.
I didn't think you would eat a camel.
No, it is.
It's a thing.
Yeah, it's quite a thing.
Is it an expensive dish?
Yeah, I mean it's more expensive than like getting cow meat. So
And what is your expensive dish?
What is
in
the
the
next
UK
question? I don't know. I don't really
that you
do.
rate?
in the UK,
Yeah.
Yeah.
duck.
I think you need to give me duck recommendations. I haven't had an experience with duck.
I think duck's quite like a bougie kind of food
Yeah.
to eat. You don't really get people eating it normally. It's like
Yeah.
when you're special occasions.
Like
kind of
fine dining, yeah.
Yeah,
When you
fine
go with
dining.
your girlfriend, you want
Yeah.
a nice meal.
thing. Yeah, exactly. Another culture shock. One of my friends said he used to hunt for food.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, back in where he was from.
Mhm.
He was from Zimbabwe, and they used to hunt for food. I found that very weird because
Yeah.
I just go to the shop and the food's ready.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's and then another thing he said is he eats rats.
Rats.
Rats. For me, that's personally that's very disgusting. Like,
For me,
What?
it's a shock.
is it? Yeah. So I was
I
surprised.
wouldn't do that.
Rats.
I don't think I wouldn't do frogs either. I mean, you close, you could do it. I mean, you've done a frog.
Yeah, I've done a frog, but I would never go to a rat.
That doesn't sound right. In terms of, like, even bats, I mean, people eat bats in China, which is
Yeah.
apparently how
Yeah.
the coronavirus, I mean, stuff like that, people eat quite
Yeah.
a lot of weird. I know some people who eat octopuses with,
Yeah.
with a passion.
I love octopus.
Yeah.
So I think it's
Apparently it's become a canned delicacy, so you can get
Yeah.
octopus in a can now.
In a can.
Yeah.
I think octopus is very nice.
What does it taste like?
It's very chewy, but very soft. So it's I recommend it. If you can do duck, you can definitely do an octopus. Okay. So I just want to ask one last question to wrap up our conversation is, with culture shock, what have you learned? What is one thing that you have learned about culture?
For me, is not to be judgmental and to respect other people's norms. And knowing that people's norms are not the same as yours.
Yeah.
And also, what do you call it? Like to, what's the word? To experiment and like
Yes.
get involved.
Yeah.
And you learn a lot. Yeah.
I agree with you. I think for me it's to be open-minded.
Yeah, I was gonna go with that. I think coming to the UK, it's made me interact with people from different backgrounds, different norms, different ways of living. So that basically becoming more open-minded and more open to new things
Yeah.
and respecting other people's sort of preferences and boundaries.
Yeah.
I think that was something that's a very good cultural shock that I've had since coming to the UK.
That's true.
Yeah.
I think respect is a big thing.
Yeah.
Can easily offend people. Yeah. Do you want to sign up for us?
Yeah.
So I think it's just us ending here and saying that,
Yeah.
thank you.
Thank you for having me, guys. Ahmed
Yeah.
Sharmale, Community Activities Officer. Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Love.